Good morning, Vietnam. I'm not in class today, so I'm just going to present you with a YouTube video to show. Good morning, Vietnam. I'm not in class today, so I'm just going to present you with a YouTube video to show you my program. So, what I got here is my program Bolanoski. It's a pretty simple, straightforward program. I wanted to do a lot more with it than I actually did, but we only had so much time, right? So, this is my program. It's called Bolanoski, named after Prince Nikolai Androvich Bolanoski from War and Peace. You might find the name highly ironic if you've read the book. And essentially what it does is it goes on to the Yahoo finance servers, and it acquires up to 200 different stock symbol information at a time, as that's the most that you can acquire from Yahoo at a single time, and then continues updating that information and provides the user with a nice little user interface so that they can type in different information and acquire the information in a nice formatted way from the Yahoo servers. Now this top search bar allows you to either input general, dividend, or live, which comes back with pre or formatted arranged specific tags already submitted. Tags are just general pieces of information. So next is live. We won't actually be seeing any live updates or anything, even if I click this more than once, as it currently doesn't update live in the text area. I'd have to make another thread for that. Just don't have time for that. And because the market's over, we don't see anything updating, even though we do see the connection being refreshed down here. Now over on our left, it allows you to enter specific tags, which will change the bottom row of tags to whatever you want. Now there's 27 different tags that I'm currently collecting from the Yahoo servers that we could look up, such as volume, and real-time bid, real-time ask, and days low. I don't know. And it'll come back with those same things. It'll also name them in front of the actual values. Kind of cool. And then finally a clear all button that clears everything. So pretty easy, straightforward. I'm also just going to toss out this because it was kind of a pain in the butt to get this to work. These little nice drag drops. Alright. Anyway, looking at the actual code, go ahead and explain it. So each company's symbol all the information is acquired from the Yahoo servers, as I mentioned. And it comes in the form of a CSV file. Now the CSV file gets called and created via a secondary text file that I've created over here. Over here is all the different symbols I want to acquire the information of. This is the NASDAQ 100. And my companies list goes over here, and it builds a single string from all the different information from all the different lines, and pastes them together with the plus sign, which is what's needed to be able to submit as a HTML URL to Yahoo. And then all the different tags are specified here. We go through and we add the tags and the Yahoo string, and we create a really large URL, which is seen down here. It's huge. But that'll bring back a CSV file. The CSV file then goes through and gets parsed into different companies. And that company information has made up, like I said, 27 tags, which we see here, and is an array list of these tags. And that's what makes up a company. Pretty straightforward. Now, I've also created an additional array list that's called name tag, which is just the simple names of all the tags, so that when you type in a tag, it'll also type in the name that goes along with it in front of it if you want to call up the name of the tag, which is what this nice little function, this little method right here does. Continuing onward, we have a tag value method right here. This simply just pulls up the value of any one of these tags for any one of the companies. So obviously all of these are going to be different values for each company. So I'll just pull that information up. Check info will go through a company's information and determine if the string A is inside that company's information. And replace data goes through and will replace the data of a company. Alright, continue on to companies. Companies is just an array list of a whole bunch of company. Um, so this just array lists all the companies. This first little method is a nice little method that allow you to go through and get a single company's information by inputting any information, not just the name, but you could input anything, and it'll go through and parse that information and determine if that information is part of a company and then return that company to you. I've already more or less explained what this is. This just creates the URL string. This opens the URL connection and then parses that information into the different companies. Over here we have a print create method. This actually isn't used by the user interface. This is left over from the console running aspect of this program. Same goes for this. And same goes for that. All this goes in the console running aspects. You can run this program as a console, though it's become old and no longer worthwhile with the user interface. Over here, though, we do have a new string that works with the user interface. This is the print all method. This goes through and will either print the general live or dividend information specified here. I had to use a string builder to use at the interface, a little bit different than anything we've ever done with the consoles down here, which was kind of cool. And then this method right here is for the search print. This will go through, acquire the information that you send. You'll send you a tag, and then you'll grab that name tag information or the tag value information that we saw in companies, or the company class. And then finally, I just wrote up a little introduction that's just always posting to the main screen. Next, we have panel run, and this is where things get a little nuts. This is where the main is, even though the main is only like 2 lines long, because everything's running inside of the user interface. So right off the bat, I called companies and something called connection. I'll just explain connection in literally 2 seconds. But my main basically just calls up the window and then sets the window to visible. So it's just user interface. Immediately we create a company book. We define that company book's name. We create that mass string I was talking about, and then the goes through and creates the different companies right here. Then right off the bat, I use something weird, which I haven't showed you yet, which is called connection. This opens up a new connection, and then I go to new connect timer 8000 connection. This means I'm having a new timer that has a delay of about 8,000 milliseconds. And that's just a very simple class that is a timer, but this timer will go through and continuously run every 8,000 seconds, the class called connect. And the connect is very similar to the URL creation I had in companies, but this time around it's consistently refreshing the information and replacing the information with the replace data tag that we had in company, or method that we had in company, and replacing the information so it's just updating consistently. So you always have the most live, up-to-date information. Going back to panel run, just going to show you the layout a little bit. I did the whole thing with a border layout, which is like a north, a west, east, and a south, and then a center section. I didn't use the east side, but I did use the north, the west, the center, and the south. So north panel, it has all that search general information, the text field. The west side was a little bit more difficult because I had to create a box that was going horizontal, but then I had to create a whole bunch of other JPanels for each of the individual tags. Continuing down, I have the buttons and the J tags, and then over here I have the south side, which is where I just have laid out some spacers information. guys, we're almost done, I promise. So the last little bit is in the center. I created a JScroll pane and then add the JText area to the scroll pane, and made it the main viewpoint was the text area. So that allows for the scroll bars on the bottom and the right when text gets really long. That was kind of an interesting thing to figure out. And then we have the action listeners and commands. These are pretty straightforward. When you hit the top right button for search all in the northern section, it'll go through and look for either general, live, or dividend, and then return that. Otherwise, it'll call you a moron. Same thing goes for the west custom buttons. It'll go through, acquire all the different information from the first search bar, the second search bar, the third search bar. These are just the text fields. And then add that to the string array, and then send the string array through the companies method that we had down here for a search print, and then return that search print. And then finally, the last action is just the clear all button. That will clear the field. And there's a lot of other stuff, like I said, I wanted to add to this. And I probably will continue adding to it, but this took long enough, and yeah. So this is my program. Hope you guys enjoyed it, so let's learn something from it. Bug Rob with all your questions. Bye.